to do is set up a sleep healthy environment. So what does that mean? What's a sleep healthy environment? So like we talked about, you want to turn the phone off. So you want to make sure that your phone is nowhere near your nighttime space. No problem. So we're going to start with a really easy sleep-inducing pose. The first one we're going to do is called Sukhasana, or easy pose. So we're going to get settled on a mat of some sort, or a comfortable bunch of cushions or some blankets. If you tend to have a really tight back, it's helpful to raise your hips or your seat onto something to create a little bit more stability throughout your spine. So the first pose, Sukhasana, you can do this in one of two ways. You can go into just a really simple cross-legged position if you'd like to. And then from here, if it's comfortable for you, you're going to sneak one of your feet on top of the other leg. So we're almost in like a half Sukhasana easy pose here. And then you're going to bring the palms of your hands to your knees and find a nice straight spine here. So the reason we want a straight spine is because we want the air that we're inhaling and exhaling to get through all of our body. So if we're kind of coming into this nice slouchy posture, we're not actually allowing space for our lungs to really get the full breath in and out. So we want to create a nice straight spine, but not a tense spine. So that's your first pose. What you want to do here is you want to close the eyes and you want to just start to tune into the breath here. So easy pose is really just a meditative pose. And what we're trying to do is tune into the breath, create awareness in the present moment, and just start to increase our mindfulness. So what does that mean, mindfulness? So what we're doing is we're increasing our awareness of what's going on inside our body here. So this is a great position to just pay attention to the breath, taking 3 really nice deep breaths here. So I want you to feel as if your belly is like a balloon expanding. And then as we exhale, you're letting all of the air in the balloon go. Inhaling, expanding the belly with the breath. Exhale, let it go. 2 more times, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Trying that one more time, nice big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. You can go ahead and bat the eyelashes open here. And we're gonna release the legs. And then you can always try that to the other side if you'd like to. But just for time's sake today, we're going to go on to a new pose that I'd like to work with you with to help try and mend that insomnia and get us ready for sleep. So another great one is a lying down pose. This one is called Sukhasana. Vakrasana means we're basically twisting our spine in a really nice, gentle way. And the nice thing about Sukhasana is we're actually telling the abdomen to try and settle down. So that's a great thing to do before bed, to try and tell our nervous system that it's time to calm down. So I'm going to show you this one. We're going to be lying down here. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. So again, you can find a comfy spot either on a mat or on blankets, on a floor that's comfortable for you. And you want to bring your knees together and the soles of your feet on the mat here. You're going to lie down. And then the best way to do this is to stick our arms out in like a little T on the ground. Now, if your lower back is doing funky things and you're coming into kind of a position where you can take your hands underneath your lower back, see if you can make that lower back touch the mat here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to send the legs to either side. So if I go to the right side, I let all of my waist come with me and the knees sink down to the side. And then I'm going to take my gaze to the other side. So this is like a nice little spinal twist here. It's a really relaxing pose. And it almost feels as if we got like a dirty washcloth or something and we're wringing out all of that excess tension that we don't need to carry with us throughout the day. We're just kind of letting things go here. Breathing deep. good. You'll want to stay in that one for about 5 to 7 breaths, and then you're going to want to go to the other side. So it's always good to set our alignment again first before we go to the other side. So I'd encourage you to bring your knees up to the ceiling first, and then send your legs to the other side. And then you're going to bring the gaze to the opposite direction that time. Breathing nice and deep. Feel the rib cage expand with every inhale there. Exhale. And come on back. Reset our lower back. Make sure we're in a nice straight spine first. I always like to go into a nice little Apasana after this. So this one feels really good to kind of rock side to side, massage that lower back into the mat or to the floor. This one's a nice one to do before bed as well. You're just kind of massaging that back or that sacrum into the back, into the mat. You can bring little circles in here just to get a full sacrum massage. This one feels really, really super nice, especially if you have tension in your lower back. Find that your lower back is hurting you during the day. This is a super great one to do before bed. Send those circles in the opposite direction. Really important to keep the breath going. Good. We're going to slowly come back up to a seated position, and we're going to move into a new yoga pose that I'm going to show you. This one is one of my favorites because you can do this anywhere. You can actually do this in your bed before you fall asleep. This one's a really fun one to do, and it's super easy. Everybody can do this pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to scoot your seat towards either a wall, or even if you have a headboard or something flat in front of you, you're going to scoot your seat kind of as close as you can go to that wall as best you can. And then you're actually going to take your legs and stick them on the wall. So we're going to come into this kind of like lying down position. And you might need to readjust to bring your seat a little closer to the wall and just do some adjustments there. This pose is great because what happens is it increases circulation into our torso and our body, and it instills us to try and tap into our parasympathetic nervous system. So that is the nervous system that is responsible for calming our body down. So this increases circulation into that part of our body, and it's telling our nervous system it's time to calm down, which is a great thing for us to do before bed. You're going to want to breathe really nice and deep in this pose. I often tell my yoga students, feel as if you're sending the breath into your lower belly. See how far and how deep you can get it to go in your lower belly. Just a nice deep breath there. Great. We're going to walk our knees back into our chest if it's comfortable for us. Get out of this one a little carefully, and then you're going to roll to one side if it's comfortable for you, and push yourself back up to a seated position. Great. So So there are a few more great yoga poses for sleep. I'm going to do one more with you, which is a really nice one. It's a really nice deep breathing pose. Breathing in classical hatha yoga often is described by a word called pranayama. So that basically is essentially a breathing exercise that we like to do. And for breathing, what we find with the breath is that the slower we breathe and the more deeply we breathe, the more calm we get more quickly. So we do want to deep breathe before we go to bed because it's inducing that nervous system to slow down much more quickly than if we had really shallow breath. So we do want to pay attention to that breath and where our breath is before we go to sleep, especially if you're having sleeping troubles. So I'm going to show you a nice little pranayama called equalization of breath. This is also a great one to do if you have a little one at home that gets nervous quite a lot of times, or something happens and for whatever reason you're just having a panic attack, you have some anxiety. This is a great exercise and it's really good for everybody to be doing. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit in a seated position or a lying down position. It can be done either or. I'm going to get you to find your right hand on top of your stomach, and then you're going to take your left hand and you're going to put it on the bottom of your stomach. So we kind of have one by our diaphragm up at the top and then on our lower belly here. So just resting our hands, we're not squeezing, we're not tightening, we're just having them there on the surface of our belly. And then you're going to close your eyes. And the first thing I want you to pay attention to is just pay attention to the inhale. Exhale to follow. And this time when you inhale, I want you to count the number of seconds it takes you to inhale. And then exhale. Once again, inhale and count the number of seconds it takes you to inhale. And exhale. Trying one more time, count the number of seconds it takes you to inhale. Exhale. Good, bat the eyelashes open for just a second. So hopefully you got a number at least twice. So maybe your number was 4 seconds, maybe it was 5, maybe it was 3. So whatever your number is, now when we do this exercise, we're going to see if we can make the exhale the exact same amount of seconds. So you're going to inhale for that number of seconds that you just told yourself about. So how many seconds did it take you to inhale? And now you're going to try and equalize that on your exhale. So if we breathed in for 4 seconds, you're going to exhale for 4 seconds and see if you can start to equalize the seconds of breath between the inhale and the exhale. So trying again, closing the eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Trying that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last time here, inhale. And exhale. Just open your eyes. So that is called pranayama number 4. That is called equalization of breath or diaphragmatic breathing. And the whole point of that is to try and keep our mind engaged with our breath, keep our mind present on our breath, but also equalizing the breath between the inhale and the exhale, which is a really good exercise to do before sleep. So I hope that was helpful for you. We didn't get through all of the poses I wanted to today, but that's okay. There's lots more. You can always Google or feel free to contact me if you want a little bit more of the yoga poses that help calm us down and help us induce our sleep and stay asleep. Or you can always come to my yoga class, which is really fun too. We run lots of evening yoga classes here as well as daytime yoga classes. So you're welcome to come and join us. You can visit us on our website at woodstockdanceyoga.com.